school, going to Faulkner University, where I'll plan to major in English and maybe go on to law school. I'll be playing football at Faulkner as a kicker, which most people don't think is a real position, but it is. Well, I haven't been going to Midway for a very long time, well, at least as long as most of the kids here. But my time with the youth group and with the entire church body has been amazing. I've made a lot of good friends. I used to not go to church that often, and Mackenzie kind of drew me in to going to church, and then I met a lot of good friends that I wouldn't have met had I not started going to the youth to church and participating in the youth group. I remember going on the retreat because I was kind of iffy on going, but Mackenzie kind of talked me into it. And I didn't think I was going to have a good time at all, but it turned out that I had an amazing time, from telling the knock-knock jokes all the way down there to our lessons during the day, and making up the random songs like the Clear Communion Cup.
Gunter's just, of course, an only child, so it's always been a little bit of a mama's baby in my eyes, but he, one of his best attributes, I think, is that he is commitment. He's a very committed child. Once he, or young man now I should say, once he decides he's going to do something, he's 100% in. He's always, you know, when he's decided he's going to do it, he's the first one there, last one to leave. He cares about what other people, how other people feel. He just, you know, worries about people being rude to other people, and you know, saying things about other people that are off color or not very nice. So he's, you know, fair-minded, and I think he generally worries about how other people feel.
Let me just say, it's been a pleasure to teach Gunter these last few years. He's a fine young man. He's every teacher's dream. I mean, he's respectful. He's highly intelligent. He's always willing to go the extra mile. Whatever you ask him to do, he's always willing to go that extra mile. You know, I got a great story about Gunter and how when he grabs a hold of something, and excuse me, about all the hard work he's willing to put in. One day we was in the off season last year. Coach Holliday grabs me. It was raining cats and dogs outside. He said, "I want you to come look at this." And it was Gunter. He was outside and he was practicing in the pouring down rain. I mean, I can't think of a better example to give anybody to tell them about what Gunter, what type of young man he is. I mean, that really says it all.
Gunter, your greatest attribute is that you're so dedicated to everything you do. I've watched you every afternoon go out on the field and kick the ball, and kick the ball, and kick the ball. Whether you were perfect or not, you just kept kicking the ball. And that's what life is really all about, is keeping on, trying. That's your greatest attribute to me. I have so many fond memories of you in class. I could call on you for an answer in any class discussion, and you always had an answer. You love to discuss literature, and that's so rare in students today.
I remember Gunter when he was born, and my wife and me raised him till he was in school. We took care of him the first 5 or 6 years of his life, and I want to tell you, he was an exceptional kid when he was young, and he had a swing that was in the doorway between the kitchen and the dining room on a bungee cord. And he swung in that thing and just really enjoyed it. And when he was sleeping, he would still push. He knew to push. He was interested back then in equipment. And they were building Corridor X down the road from us a little piece. And I used to take him down there, and we'd sit on the bank and watch the bulldozers and the loaders and the graders and the dump trucks all work, and maybe hours at a time. And he really enjoyed sitting there watching that. Later on, I've got a little bulldozer, and I let him sit in my lap, and he thought he was operating it. and we pushed over a tree, and he would tell people how he operated that bulldozer and pushed over a tree.
Tommy and I and Gunter went back on a football visit, and we took a tour of the campus there, and as we were touring, Tommy and Gunter were walking a few steps in front of me, and Tommy starts laughing, and they turn around, and I said, "What are y'all laughing about?" Or they turned around, and I said, "What are y'all laughing about?" And Tommy said, "Do you know what your son did when they came down to Faulkner on the Columbus Day visit?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Turn around and tell your mother what you did on the Columbus Day visit." And Gunter's like, "No, she don't need to know. She doesn't need to know." Tommy said, "Tell your mother what you did." And Gunter said, "We went dumpster diving." And I said, "What? Dumpster diving? What do you mean you went dumpster diving?" And he said, "Well," he said, "we stayed in the room with Justin too, which is one of the football players, and went and played some basketball. And after we got through back playing basketball in the multiplex, we were hungry. So they said, well, we know somewhere we can go to get something to eat." Well, they wound up across the street at the Krispy Kreme that was closed. And the football players told them it was okay to go in the dumpsters and get the donuts out of the dumpster. So they went across and got the donuts out of the dumpster. And as they started back across the road, the campus security got after them. So they're running across the campus with all of these donuts. And I asked Gunter, "How many donuts did you have?" He said, "Oh, I had about 8 boxes carrying them across the road." And I said, "I cannot believe you have eaten out of the dumpster. I cannot believe that. I was just sick." And Gunter's like, "Mom, they were clean. They were in boxes. They're fine. It's fine." So later we find out all the kids at Faulkner have, at one time or another, been dumpster diving over at the Krispy Kreme. So at least we don't have to worry about him going hungry.
Just keep on doing what he's doing. He's been successful at school. He's been successful in sports, and just about anything in life that he wants to do, he's successful at it. So keep on doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
Study.
Study. Keep your grades up.
That's it.
When he leaves, my thing for him is just have fun, you know, meet people, make new friends, but study and stay dedicated.
Let me just say this. I truly believe that good things happen to good people who work hard. And I'm expecting great things out of Gunter.
My advice to you is to listen to Emily Dickinson and always do your best in everything you try. Good luck to you at Faulkner and in life. Thanks, buddy, for being such a great kid.
He's been a joy, I know, to his family and to us. And I'm just so proud of him that I wish him all the success in the world. And I know that in my mind he will be a great person because he's been a great kid.